Yo, I'm guessing you clicked on this video because you're broke. Now, I'm not a trillionaire, but for the past 5 years, I've had my fair share of victory royales and absolute L's. I've had multiple businesses, such as a drone dropshipping business, which made me thousands of dollars in just 2 months, a landscaping company, which I was able to scale into having actual employees, and multiple TikTok pages that I was somehow able to convince people to use my referral code on, which made me around $100 a day when I was only 15 years old. Even though I made a lot of money, I still know how much of a struggle it is to make your first dollar online. But that's actually a good thing because I still remember the exact steps that it took to start actually making money. I even know the exact thoughts that you have every single day trying to make it out of the hood. What's the best business model right now? I'm spending so much time and I'm not seeing results while this very handsome dude in a nice suit and hat just flexed on me. Even though I'm by far not a master at making bands, if you can relate to these situations I just mentioned, there are two concepts that you just gotta know. And I literally tell all my homies so that they could make even more money than I did. So right now, you're basically just a blank slate. You want to make your first dollar online. Maybe you've tried a few things here and there, but I was in the same position. See, as a youngin', I consumed a lot of content from different creators, some of which made it out of the hood doing SMMA like my boy Iman Gadji, and others like Jordan Welch who made it big through dropshipping. There's a bunch of options to choose from, and each one seems better than the last, so that every single time you set your mind on one thing, you start thinking that there's something else out there that is better. Take a deep breath. You see, every single business model you pick can get you from zero to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Every single one. The problem isn't with the business model. You're stuck in this loop of entering business models after watching hours of videos on it. You get your hopes up, you imagine never having to work a job again, you keep doing it and you realize that it's actually harder than you thought it was. You find a new business model and you keep repeating this cycle, or you simply just quit. Take a look at this image right here. Wait, no, there we go. So this graph looks kind of intimidating, but trust me, it's not. Now, when you start anything, you'll have this crazy level of confidence thinking you'll be the first millionaire in your bloodline when you know nothing about it. As you become better and better, you'll realize you know less and less, and that's when you enter the valley of despair. You see, this is where most people quit, when they realize they know much less than they think they do. But if you just keep going, eventually you'll learn more and more, and you'll reach a plateau of sustainability, which in other words means success. We have to find a way to shrink the time that it actually takes to get to that point of success. And to do that, you have to establish your first win, aka your first dollar. In order to do that, you gotta pick something that's just easier for you to do. So say you have some experience drawing art. Doing it for commissions would likely get you your first dollar easier versus making an entire anime series, because you'd probably just do it for a few months and you'd give up because of how challenging it is compared to your skills. Think about it this way. You wouldn't run a marathon if you were able to run around your school track. Not right away, at least. You'd start running more and more till you're eventually able to run around the same distance. Then and only then you would run that marathon. But if I'm being honest, I didn't really have any skills or talents under my belt. You probably aren't that skilled either. What you gotta do in that case is just pick a level 1 beginner friendly side hustle where the skill isn't actually too hard to get. So some examples include reselling, affiliate marketing, robbing innocent strangers. You know the beginner side hustles I'm talking about. You've probably watched hundreds of videos on them. Literally just pick one you can imagine yourself doing for 3 or more months without any second thoughts about switching, and just stick to it. You don't have to be the best at them in the beginning. Just make sure your business model doesn't actively play into your weaknesses. Like if you can't do a single push-up, don't become anyone's personal trainer. When I say pick one, I literally just mean pick one. You don't need an SMMA agency, 2 dropshipping stores, a shoe reselling business. There's a very good chance that if you're doing something like that right now, none of them will actually succeed. And that brings us to our next concept. I have a question. Do you know the reason why people give other people money? Because they provide some sort of value to them. This value stems from people specializing in one thing. Imagine it being like XP and they're putting all their XP into one enchantment. So if you have 5 different side hustles, you're putting all of your XP into 5 different enchantments, even though you might not even have enough XP for all 5. And in turn, you end up not getting any shiny armor. If you do all these 5 different side hustles, you're probably just going to be mediocre at all of them. So no one will actually want to give you any money for it. But if you just do one side hustle, you'll be able to progress much faster and become much better than the average person. And in turn, people will want to pay you for the value that you can provide. What you need is to learn the art of focus. Being able to dedicate all of your time and focus towards just one thing. I can make an entire series out of this because this is something that will actually change your life. But for now, all you really need to be able to do is to be able to lock in for 2 months of actual focus to start seeing results from the business model you picked. All you need is 90 minutes per day, maybe once or twice a day for 2 months. That's all you need. Now, the nice thing about this is if you actually do this, it is very unlikely that you won't see results. And from there, you'll have the option to scale it to start making even more money from your business. business. Or you could just use the skills that you've learned and apply it to an entirely new business with the same mindset and level up in that field too. This has been the case with almost every single business model I've done. For example, since I was actually on TikTok trying to grow my account, I spotted an opportunity that no one who wasn't an insider could know of. There was a guy posting up how he made racks from just doing surveys and to use his referral code, and upon seeing this, I knew that it was a great opportunity and I hopped on it right away, being then able to make hundreds of dollars per day by posting literal 20-second videos on TikTok. Naturally, as you start to level up your skills, you'll be able to evolve your business into becoming more profitable, or you'll be able to pinpoint opportunities that you can jump on. Now, these opportunities will never be in these videos claiming that they can make you $10,000 a month with the top 10 side hustles. Eventually, you can take on even more advanced business models and be able to improve a crazy amount more. Now, obviously, I couldn't say all it is that I wanted to say in this video, otherwise it would be like 10 hours long. If you actually want more information and want to transform your life, you could click on the first link in the description.